Hello, everyone. How you doing? Is it Wednesday today? It's Wednesday today. How are you? How you guys doing? Oh, it is good to be back. I know I said this last time, and then I went like a month without streaming, but it is good to be back, man. I'm telling you. And we've got a fun night tonight. Now, this is one I was really looking forward to. Mike sent me this port wine sample pack. And this is like crazy. I've never like dove into port wine ever before. So I'm pumped. You know, it's gonna be a good time. I think it's a good learning experience for the palate, you know, for us serious whiskey drinkers. How are you guys doing? Huh? Hope you guys are all staying healthy. It's crazy times. You know, it's about to get nuts in the pharmacy world. We're told the COVID vaccine is coming. Like it's coming. It's on its way. It's been shipped. So prepare for me to be very stressed out. Let's see who's here. I had a lot of you here early. Thanks for coming in. Will Henderson started things out. Good to see you, brother. Thanks for coming. Steve A actually has a port glass. You should use it. Do you have any port wine to go with it though? I mean, you can always just grab a finished whiskey. It's fine. Finished whiskeys are gonna work. Wildlife and Whiskey. Sugar Kitty was here early too. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Andrew Buchanan, how you been, brother? How you been? Hope you've been doing well. Chris Buzalencia, how are you? How you doing? Mike Meyer, good to see you. Mike Cook, Andrew Sproul, you guys are rolling in. Thanks for coming. I know it's been a long time. I do. I appreciate y'all sticking with me, hanging with me. You know, thank you. It does. It means a lot. It really does mean a lot. Anthony Orlando, how you doing? Good to see you. Jake Miller, Tyler Ackerman. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. I'm hoping. I said this last time, but I'm hoping to consistently do these live streams at least every other week for the time being. Things have unfortunately been more challenging at the new property than what my wife and I anticipated, as it tends to happen. So, but that's why things have been on hold. I do have a couple reviews actually coming up though in the near future. I'm going to be talking about a brand new glass I just had sent to me, which I'm really excited about. It might be my favorite utility glass I have now. So, Mark, how you doing? Drink Jabba. Oh yeah, port finished whiskey. Absolutely. I've got a couple behind me. Which, you know what? Let's just go ahead and grab one of those first. Because let's be honest, I'm not going to go a whole live stream without drinking any whiskey. It's not going to happen, you know? Spencer Mav, how you doing, brother? You were here early, too. What are your thoughts on wine in general? You know, I like wine. I actually like a good dry red, but once I like got a taste for whiskey, I didn't really care as much about wine, honestly. Just to be honest. But I enjoy it every once in a while, you know. Jason, how you doing, brother? I know. It's been way too long, I know. Believe me, I've missed the whiskey world and Whiskey Tube and all you guys and girls so much. I'm glad to finally be live streaming, if nothing else, you know. Like I said, I got a couple plans for episodes coming out, so. But even just drinking whiskey, talking to you guys, it's good to be back. Good to be back. USMC Tech, how you doing? So, given my lack of experience with port wine in general, I really do feel like, and this sample pack, I know Mike Carr sent this to me. He's got a pack too, and he said he tried a couple, but he was pretty schnockered. I know when he tried a couple, so he might not remember them all. But I really think different types of port can make, obviously it can make a big difference on flavors that are going to come through on your whiskey. So I had wine at my 5th grade communion class. Does that count? Yeah, it counts. I'll allow it. This just smells delicious. This is the winter whiskey. This is Act 7 Scene 5. I don't think I've bought any this year. I have an Act 6 as well back here. I brought Angel's Envy with me too. I don't know if I'm going to get into that before we go into the port or not. I was thinking maybe what we could do is you guys could shout out some whiskeys you want to see me actually add port to. I know, Jacob. I know. I know. Whiskey Ride the Bourbon Guy, how you been? Hey, I missed you too. Ryan, good to see you. What do you say yuck to? The port? You might like it. Oh, Angel's Envy. Devil's Envy is more like, yeah. You're right. I've never been a big fan of it, but honestly, the bottle I have right now, it doesn't give me much of that port influence coming through. It's more just bourbon, you know? Mm. God damn, that's good. Thanks, Jacob. I appreciate that. Good to be back. It is. Nick Foles, how you doing, man? He says, let's go with the 5-finger pour for old time's sake. Hey, when I start pouring these port samples, I could probably get away with a 5-finger pour. Not quite as high proof, you know? Could happen. Wesley, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. I'll match you, Nick. We'll see where the night takes us. I got to make sure I'm at least coherent enough to get off at 9 o'clock when Jason gets on, because Jason's got a good one tonight. Just looking at that thumbnail, Jason, I'm excited for your live stream tonight. I really am. I know, Mike. I told you I was going to do it eventually, but I really didn't know if I'd ever get to it. I mean, with everything that's been going on, but I was like, hey, man, I'm doing it for sure. Richie Z in the house. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Jake says, in all seriousness, I pre-gamed a whole bottle of Barefoot Moscato in high school. Never had wine since. That makes sense. Makes sense why you wouldn't want it, you know? That makes sense. Boone's Farm, man. Boone's Farm. Any of that, like, sweet... For me, it was more like wine coolers in high school. Smirnoff Ice. But, like, I'll tell you what, you get like a 12-pack of those, you have 6, and your stomach's just killing you from the carbonation. And you have no buzz at all. It's just depressing. Steve A. said he started with a 10-year aged tawny, 2012 late bottle vintage to follow. Nice. So, let me get a couple more sips here first. So, in this little sample pack that Mike provided, I mean, this is like a full port wine encyclopedia. I don't know if this is going to show up well to you guys in the camera. I don't want them to fall out either, but I've got 6 different expressions here. So we've got a white Porto, which is 19.5%, Ruby Porto, an LBV 2012, a 10-year-old, 20-year-old, and 30-year-old Porto. So, and they all have kind of little descriptions on the top here about, I guess, what you would use them all for. You know, some are mostly for cooking. Some are just delicious and you drink them. So I'll try to read through the descriptions as we try them, because I'm just really interested about this. And I don't know in general if there's like a general rule, and like Jason might know this, or probably some of you others in the chat, but for what type of general port barrels they use. I would imagine it's probably just, I mean, once they take it out of the barrels, it's fair game. It doesn't matter what it was, you know. So probably even just the cheapest port is what they use. I know some is ruby port, because you hear that sometimes. But man, crazy times. Hope you guys have been doing well, staying healthy. This isn't supposed to be a whiskey stream. It's gonna be a whiskey stream. Steve A says mostly ruby ports used. And that's usually what I hear, you know, so that's what I figured, but yeah. All right, let's go into our first one, because I'm excited. I grew up where Boone's Farm was not that far away, and drinking age was 18. So many empty scatter on the high school ground. Yeah, I believe it. Finally too cold for Mrs. Bourbinsane to kick you out of the farm. Yeah, it's starting to get cold. Like, today wasn't actually bad in Michigan. We're about 45, but there's some cold days out there in the mornings. All right. So let's start with, and these are like 60 ml samples here. 50 ml. But that's, I mean, it's like one of those Heaven Hill sampler packs. Have you seen that, where they have these little vials of whiskey? Very similar. I don't know if it's going to show up on the camera or not. There you go. White Porto. Not too well. But either way, 19.5%. And I'll read what it says about the white port so you guys know. White port is made exclusively from white grapes harvested in the, pardon my knowing nothing about regions or whatever. The Douro wine region, and it can sometimes assume different styles according to its degree of sweetness: dry, medium, dry, sweet. It is generally a young port wine, though recently some older wooden aged white ports have been made. These are kept in wooden casks for 3 years, features pale hay color, served chilled as an aperitif with olive and oh, damn it! I was so proud of myself for nailing the word aperitif, and then I said olive instead of olives. Fuck. And salted peanuts. Also a base for cocktails. Pour over ice, tall glass. So a lot of these I see are supposed to be chilled, which my basement's pretty damn cold, but I wouldn't say it's chilled temperature. So 19.5 soft drink. Yeah. Tim, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. I'm much more of a for tawny than ruby. Okay. See, and this is what's going to be interesting to try the different types. I'm just going to do a little taste of each because I really want my wife to try these too, because you know she's not as much of a huge whiskey person as me, but she loves sweet stuff. You know, she loves chilled means cellar temperature. Okay, and honestly, my basement's probably about 63, so not that far off really. Now this is a white, what they call white. Just whites typically need to be chilled. Okay, look at you guys. You guys are like experts on port. That's incredible. This has definitely got a lot more of a dryness to it than I was expecting, just right off the nose to begin with. But it still definitely smells fruity. Like it definitely smells like a white grape. I'm getting a lot more dryness than fruitiness. I don't know, but I'm guessing that fruitiness is really going to come out once we get to the older expressions. If I was guessing. Andrew Buchanan says he works at a winery occasionally. Nice. You're the man to talk to then, you know. You know. This smells nice. It's got almost like a licorice note to it too. Which usually I'm not a black licorice fan, but it's almost that oak tannin. It's like it's hard to describe. It's almost like a licorice that just came out of an oak barrel. Mike says syrupy. Yeah. I know, Ryan. I'm telling you, it is. It's intriguing. It's intriguing. It smells really nice. Just on the nose, I'm guessing this is going to taste fairly dry. My house is 63 degrees. Yeah. Ryan, I don't think this is going to be like your typical wine. I mean, given the like whiskey people that we are, this isn't like a normal. Jake Miller says the first ever port wine flight in Whiskey Tube history. You're probably right. You're probably right. I think this is more like, to me, this was interesting. So when he sent this to me, I was like, heck yeah, this is incredible. Because this is like a learning experience about why finished whiskey tastes the way it does, you know? To me. All right, guys, let's give it a sip. Cheers. Hope you're all having a great Wednesday. Ooh, wow. Oh, wow. That was way sweeter than I was anticipating. It's still definitely got the dry, like, think of like a dry white, where it's almost, you get that oakiness in the back of your palate. It's still there, but the sweetness on the front of the palate really surprised me. I didn't think it was going to be that sweet on the front. Don't know if any whiskey is finished in white port barrels yet. That'd be interesting, though, because I don't mind this flavor at all. It's good. That's actually pretty tasty. It literally almost tastes like a syrup. When you said syrupy, it reminds me of almost like a syrup you would add to a cocktail. That's kind of how it tastes. That's nice, though. That's really good. Mike asks, how's the Rick House coming along at the new property? Yeah. Believe me, it's on my short list. But the wife has other plans, at least to begin with. It's a lot of money trying to fix up a farm, like a barn. I'll tell you what. I wasn't anticipating it was going to be this expensive, which is unfortunate. Just the time alone, man. Ugh. Ports are dessert type wines, yeah. And I knew they were just given, but I didn't picture the mouthfeel. You know, mouthfeel is such a big thing for me. And it really came through. Yep, she does, Ryan. She wants the horsies. That's almost got a chocolatiness to it, too. Mike, if you're sipping these too, I'd love to hear your thoughts as we do it, if you agree with what I'm saying or disagree, or what you get that I'm not getting, or vice versa. Because my first time doing something like this, you know, so. Port's made by taking some of the wine and distilling it, then adding that to the wine to stop the fermenting, killing off the yeast with high ABV. Leaves a lot of sugars. That explains the flavor. Just wait till you get to the reds, Andrew says. I can't wait, man. I can't wait already. And the good thing is, too, like, well, I don't know if it's good or not, but that's why I had to start with whiskey, but this isn't going to do anything to me. Like, I'll be able to talk perfectly all night, you know? I'm sure. I'm trying to figure out what that sweetness is because it doesn't taste like a grape to me. I only got the grape on the very front of the palate, but then the finish is completely different. It's like a sugar. Like I said, it's like a simple syrup. Fuck! I just said I'm gonna talk fine all night. I just said it. A simple syrup. You know, a simple sugar syrup. I could see apple. Yeah, I could see apple, but it's more of like a. I guess more of like a bitter apple to me, though. You know, which is weird because I said it was sweet on the front, but it's not that much sweetness. As much sweetness. I have to cover my face, otherwise, screw it. Ruby Port, and this is also 19.5%. So let me pour a little bit, and then I'll read the description to you. Yeah, I could definitely see apple. I could definitely see apple. Oh, look at the color on that. Now that's a purple grape right there, color-wise. That is a purple grape right there. Oh my word, it looks like apple cider in the glass. Look at that. That is crazy. And it sticks to the glass so much, like literally like syrup. Let's see what they say about Ruby. Ruby Port. Ruby is the simplest and fruitiest port. Yeah. Young wine bottled no more than 2 years of age. Deep red color, intense flavor, red fruits, mostly berries. Makes wonderful accompaniment to soft and creamy cheeses such as Brie de Meaux. And if you have a sweet tooth, pairing it with chocolate tart and fruit compote is a must. Also, in their natural form, they are used in the culinary world to make the sweetest of port wine reductions. Which, that was my thought for it, you know. I knew that that's what they used, you know, Ruby Port for normally. But Steve said that usually they'll use Ruby Port for the finishing too. So that's interesting. Nah, not enough garbage in it. Jason. Looks like water from the Hudson River. Yeah. Ooh, this is a lot more apple to me than the first one. Cider, yeah, like not the color, but the how it's like a lighter color towards the top and it's darker on the bottom. That's kind of like apple cider. I mean, it's not a purple. My apple cider I drink is not purple normally, but guessing it's unfiltered. Does it say? One of these did say unfiltered. This one doesn't, but they may not have ran it through a cheesecloth. It does. It smells like apple cider, though. Like I was saying, this is much more appley than the first one to me. I'm trying to think if I can associate a whiskey, like pull a whiskey out from the smell too, you know? Cheech, how you doing, man? Good to see you. I better pour another whiskey just to see if I can pull out any notes, you know? We'll go with the Angel's Envy this time. We'll go with the Angel's Envy this time and see if we can pull out some of that port, you know? Oh my. It smells wonderful. It smells a little stronger though. I'm not pulling out. Oh, maybe a little bit. Maybe just a little bit. I'm getting a lot more bitter oak though. Cheech, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. We have a good time here. Just trying to get back to a regular schedule soon. Oh, man. I could see it, you know, probably because I'm just talking myself into it now, but I could see that being in there. Like I said, it's definitely clearly more of like the bourbon profile, you know. The port is really masked. Got that right, Ryan. Gave my Angel's Envy away to a friend wanting to get into bourbon. Hey, good on you, man. It's all about sharing. Sharing means caring. Oh, man. That doesn't taste like alcohol at all. That tastes like a not quite as sweet apple cider. That's what it tastes like. The color would definitely make me think it's not an apple cider, though. But, yeah. Absolutely, Cheech, yeah. For sure. That looks like the thickest apple cider moonshine ever. Yeah, it kind of tastes like that, really. Daniel, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. It's with all that talk of the sweetness, I was like, this is going to be super, super sweet. But this is delicious. Ports will get you in trouble. Yeah, it seems like it's literally like there's no alcohol in it. So I can see how it can easily get you in trouble. Tim, that's a good call out. The Bowman's port finish and Sagamore rye port. I don't know if have I had Bowman's port? I'm sure I have, but probably not that I would remember. But Richie, these are both 19.5 ABV. But the Sagamore port is actually really, really good. I worry about young whiskeys and finishes, you know, but they do a really good job. Sagamore is one of those companies that I think does a great job with finishing in their whiskey, you know. All their expressions are good, especially for a fairly young whiskey, you know, 5-6 years. Yeah. Here's the box again. The Maynard's Port Wine Encyclopedia. Now, this is volume 11. Mike said he bought about 4 of these. And I think from what I was looking online, there's different expressions that you can get. Mine has the white, the ruby, the LBV 2012, and then the 10, 20, and 30 year. There was one that had a 40 year in it from what I was looking at. So, I mean, yeah. First Phil, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Just sipping some wine tonight. Nice and easy. We're sophisticated, high class over here. Oh man, this would be better chilled though. I will say, if you drop this down about 10 degrees, that would be extremely dangerous. Extremely dangerous. No, I can't switch to wine all the time, Nick. It can't happen. There's no way. Drink Jabber says he's had a 40-year port. Hard to go back to the younger ones. See, now that's making me really look forward to the 10, 20, 30s now. Liquor store was selling them on clearance for $15. Wow, nice. Yeah, everywhere I was looking online was like around 40, so that's a great price. And you get to try all of them like this too. I mean, it's worth it. That's cheaper than a bottle of wine, you know? Well, that's weird. I just tried the Angel's Envy now after trying that Ruby Port, and literally it was like so incredibly thin. Now keep in mind it's upped in proof like 30% or close, and it was so incredibly thin on the palate, like compared to even just the port wine. Port is better than Malort. Yeah, no argument here. Buys a farm, turns it into a wine channel. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, that'd be badass though. Actually, the previous owner, he had about 4 or 5 rows of grapevines. He made wine all the time there. I don't do that, so I don't. I'm not gonna be doing that, but really cool. Really cool. I did eat the grapes though. I was eating the grapes, you know. It's like, hey, free grapes. I don't know if wine grapes are the same as, you know, regular grapes you'd buy in the store or not, but they tasted fine. They just had a pit, so that's the only difference. First, Phil, I agree. I agree with what you just said. He said, I think every whiskey drinker should try port and sherry. Helps identify those flavors when whiskey is aged in those casks. And I agree because, like, I said it, like I never could pull out like that it was really port finished. But now when I put these nose to nose, you can tell it's there. You know, it's got that fruitiness to it, you know? That's a little bit different than your standard bourbon. So that's what I was saying. This is like a learning experience if you're truly like a whiskey nerd, you know? So, it's really cool. Yeah, plant some corn, make some whiskey. Weird. That is so thin. It's got a chocolatiness to it, which could be from the port, you know, honestly. Whiskey Tornado, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. I'm gonna clean this Glen out a little bit. Yeah, he grew the green wine. Great harvest. Yeah. All right. Next up, an LBV 2012. Now this is kicked up in proof. This is 20%, not just 19.5. Now this one does say unfiltered. Cover my face. Is it working? No. This is pointless. This camera's trash. So let's see if there's info on this one. LBV is late bottled vintage, it stands for. So late bottled vintage, commonly known as LBV, designed to approach the vintage port in a character but without attracting the same price tag. Made from a selection of high quality grapes from a single harvest, aged in wood prior to its bottling, which can occur between the 4th and 6th year after harvest. Now this was from 2016, it said, and this is a 2012, so it's 4-year. This is a 4-year. The wood aging encourages the wine's development. It's therefore ready to drink sooner than a vintage port. As it's not filtered, LBV may throw a sediment, and I'm fine with that though. And accordingly, it may need to be decanted before serving. We'll take our chances. Probably due to an antique association with fruitiness, concentration, and structure, the LBV is a port style more suited to be paired with main dishes. But as with almost all ports, pairing with cheese is always an option. I do love a good cheese. As is the match with dark chocolate, be it simple chocolate bar or any chocolate dessert, it's an absolute treat. Sold. Let's try it. Bottled in bond wine, yeah. Okay, what's wrong with this thing? Well, this is humiliating. It's all stuck together. What do I do about this? Got it. That's what I do. Oh, yeah, you can see the sediment right there. Let me turn around. Look at that. Right on the lip of that thing. It's like a whole bunch of grape residue. This is not cloudy, though, like the other one. The previous one, the Ruby Port. Oh, boy, this isn't closing now. I'm going to have to drink that one quicker, I guess. So I'll hold this one up for you. This looks more like a fruit juice. Like a grape drink. Yeah, that's not near as cloudy as the last one, as the Ruby. And this is the unfiltered one. Yeah, Steve, that's exactly what it looked like. Yep. This has got almost like an extra layer of something on here. Well, it's just grape juice. Exactly, Rich. That's what it looks like. This has got an extra layer of, I don't know, almost like depth, if that makes sense. It's got more of a richness. You know, the other ones had that just really fruity, sweet smell, but this has got almost like a velvetyness to it. Even on the nose. Forgot you were drinking port wine for a second. I saw the color. I figured it was 4-year Texas whiskey. Yeah, pretty similar, honestly. Nearly black. Honestly. Bad Weather Freak, how you doing? Good to see you. JJ, how you doing, man? Used to make a port marinated flank steak. It was pretty good. I think it was Ruby Port. Yeah, man. Sounds delicious. Steve A says, a couple weeks is going to be cracking a 20-ish year vintage port. I'll get a picture. Yeah, the sediment, man. Yeah, I mean, unfiltered. I got nothing against unfiltered, man. That's the way to do it. LBV is great for us older guys. We're sedimentary and cheesy. Nailed it. Oh. Oh, wow. So this has more oakiness that came through. I'm getting more oak, but it's not bitter. It's not like a bourbon oakiness. It's like a, I don't know. It's hard to describe. It's more like a fresh wood. If that makes any sense at all. But it's way creamier on the palate. Like the way it just rolls over the tongue. Once you get to the 30-year tawny, you'll really start noticing the oak. Yeah, I can believe it. It's already, like, you can already taste more of a, like a, I don't want to, like, it's almost like a denseness. You know, it's got that velvetyness going across the palate. More chocolate notes coming through. The fruitiness is still there, but it's like a more refined fruit is what it tastes like. You know? It's just meshed better, if that makes sense. The previous ones maybe weren't as, it was more disjointed, I guess, the fruit by itself. This one's my favorite so far. I agree. This is really good stuff. I could easily drink a bottle of this. It tastes so unhealthy though. Bourbon, like, it's, you know what you're getting. You know what you're getting. This just tastes like a dessert. So it just, like, to drink a whole bottle of dessert, that's got to be terrible for you. You know. Ron, how you doing? Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming in. But this is wonderful. Mike, thank you so much for sending this to me, man. I can't thank you enough. This is wonderful. I'm loving it. So I got almost a baking spice kick on the palate right there. It was that oak, oak still and fruitiness, but it was almost like a fruit. What do you call that? Christmas pie, Christmas cake. What am I looking for here? Fruitcake, Christmas fruitcake. ADHD whiskey, the world's best whiskey taster. Hey, everyone, take a second. For real, Matt. I mean, there was never a doubt, honestly, from when this started. But holy crap. Like, to do that, and I know you've been getting love all around, but I need to officially give my love to you. Like, incredible. Never a doubt, but still incredible. So, freaking nailed it. Freaking nailed it. Love the video, too, man. The video that they made about that, and you did. You nailed it. Trev, how you doing, man? The wrench is here. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for coming in. Hope you've been doing well. Richie Z, cheers to you, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate the super chat. I'm amazed there's anyone here watching port whiskey at all, honestly. Especially after being off for like a month and a half. So thank you all for coming in, hanging out, just having a good time. It means a lot. Really means a lot. Matt, I believe it, man. To just go through that and watch the challenges that you had to be put through. The food pairing thing you must have like super nailed, because when I watched the video and you paired like that clam pizza or something, white clam pizza, I was like, oh, well, I don't know if you got assigned that food or if you had to do that. I was like, why would you pick that to pair? But you must have nailed the description. You must have nailed the description, man. So good work. You could be reviewing. Ryan, you're the man. You the man. You could be reviewing used banana peels and we'd be here. Dustin in the house. How you doing, brother? Hey, thanks for coming in. I told you, I said with any luck, I'll be streaming Wednesday, and it happened. Dustin, I want to know, you got any experience with port wine? This is good stuff, man. Like, I've been missing out my whole life. It's literally, I'm not a dessert fan, but this is delicious dessert, Oh, let's go to the 10-year. Let's go to the 10-year. All right, this is a 10-year-old Porto. 20. I'm not gonna lay this other sample back in here because I'm worried it's gonna spill. Come on. Let's, Mike says. Had it a few times. Okay. All right, Dustin. So we're moving on to a 10-year. Let's see if there's a description on the older age tawny ports. The tawnies, with indication of age, 10, 20, 30, 40-year-old, as they always represent a blend of several batches. Now, this is interesting when I read this earlier. It's a blend of several batches with different lengths of time and casks, and whose average age is stated on the label. So this is the average age. So that means they might use younger, might use older, whereas with whiskey, we're used to the youngest whiskey in there has to be that age statement, you know? So that's different, but interesting. Tawny port matures in wood, and I can't read still, guys. I'm sorry. Matures in wood. The firm tannins and intense fruity flavors give way to a velvety smoothness, intensifying the aromas of dried fruit, wood, coffee, and chocolate, amongst others. The color becoming increasingly pale, reaching a greenish hue. Oh. Always served chilled. Fuck. In a proportioned glass. Stand as the ultimate accompaniment to a plethora of desserts such as orange tart, creme brulee, apple strudel, and any kind of pudding. And what best way to pair a delicate foie gras? Foie gras. I don't know, guys. This is foreign to me. So I hear tawny, and I think if the chick on the roof of the car in the video for Here I Go Again from Whitesnake. If anyone's seen that, Jason, that's hilarious. These are not easy to get open, Mike. I don't know if you're having as many problems as I am with this, but this is kicking my butt. Oh, baby, this is dark. This has got some darkness. Sounds delicious, Richie said. All right. Don't worry about it, Steve says. I almost never chill my tawny. Okay, good to know. Chill my tawny. I don't know why that got me. Tawny kitten, she bat crazy. This has got a nice nose too. I don't know if I like the nose more than I like the limited, whatever it's called, LBV. But this is much more like chocolatey on the nose for sure. Mike literally just said the chat now. Now I smell the chocolate. Yeah. Yeah, so you can tell, I guess, the 10 years is just, that must be what amplifies those chocolate notes, you know, the longer aged. Which is interesting too. So if someone takes a 30-year tawny port barrel and ages a bourbon in it, are you going to get like a lot more chocolatiness coming out? You know, that's interesting to think about. Yeah, this is to me, this is a much more rich like chocolate though. Not even like in bourbon, if I pull out chocolate, it's usually more of like a baking chocolate, like that cocoa powder or sometimes like Nestle's chocolate milk powder. This is almost more like a milk chocolate. It's got a little bit of dryness on the back end, probably from the oak, but yeah, I did, Dustin. You see that, huh? I got one. Pappy 10-year. Pappy 10-year. Oh, people love it. People love calling it Pappy 10-year. I got one though. I was pumped, man. I just wanted one good one allocated bottle this year, and fortunately, I was able to get one. So I'm happy. You know, 2020 wasn't a complete loss. That's what I say. Dustin. Yeah, I know, Jason. It is though. It is definitely the most overrated 10-year bourbon of all time. It absolutely is. I couldn't agree more. I've had it on multiple occasions, but I'm more than happy to have it. I'll still take it any day of the week. So, state minimum, $69.99. So, yep. Yes, I did, Dustin. Yes, I did, but that's okay. Last year I got a William Llewellyn, and I'm sure I'll enjoy it much more than the old Rip 10, but it's okay. It's all right. You know, I'm just happy to have it. A lot of people don't even get the chance to get that, especially at a good price. So I'm all right with it. Can review it and rip it up. So I will say, though, I had an old Rip 10 from last year. It wasn't mine, but I shared it at a buddy's house. Me and like 2-3 other guys, we killed the whole bottle, and it was the best old Rip 10 I've ever had. Like, it was really, really good. Really good. Yeah, it was. It was retail, Jason. I did not pay anything above state minimum, which is wonderful, so. I don't know if I'm going to open it right away. You know, I may hold on to it. I don't know. We'll see. The 19, this bottle we had of the 19, it was really, really good. I mean, it was really good. I don't know. It was our first, like, pours of the night, too. You know, it's not like we were hammered and we tried and we're like, oh, this is the best thing ever. You know, it was like, we legitimately really liked it. All of us. We were consensus, so. 18, I think I had it at a bar, but it was out of, like, just like a rocks glass, so I don't know. Didn't like the 19 as much, yeah. Honest Charlie, how you doing, man? Hey, I'm glad to be on. I'm hoping to, again, get back to more of a regular schedule very soon, so. Mike said he already lost one lottery. He's got another one coming in February. All right, let's get a sip of this 10-year. Jason's going to be going on soon. I don't want to dip in. Oh, wow. Wow. Man, hang on. I was going to say I might like that more than the last one, but I got a dryness. Too dry for my palate on the back of the palate there. Dryness, I hate. I hate it in whiskey when I get it, at least. The finish, if it does that, it's just, you know, too dry. But if it's wine and I know it's gonna be a dry wine, I don't mind it. But I have to be in the mood for it. You know what I mean? Whiskey, I don't like that in a finish. That's crazy, Dustin. That's crazy. That's crazy that you have those stories to tell. That's awesome, man. It's awesome. All right, I'm going to the 20-year. Mike, I'm going to the 20-year. This has got me excited because that was very chocolatey. And it was nice. It was nice. First fill, yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. Destination Bourbon, how you doing, brother? Thanks for coming in, man. I know, it's been so freaking long. Believe me. I've been wanting to come back like every day. I really have. Work has been endless. I know you understand, but I'm glad to be live streaming, just drinking some whiskey or whiskey-related spirits, you know, honestly. How you been, man? Looked like you had an awesome time with ADHD Whiskey down in Kentucky. I'm glad you got to go, man. Awesome him having like a cheering section like that. It's incredible. I mean, it really is, you know. I missed you, brother. We got to do some more collabs soon. Get back to doing some blind tastings or something. I mean, for real. I miss it, man. I really do. Prime time. Yeah, mine was not too drying. I like the 10. Okay. And who knows, maybe the 20 will be even more drying. We'll see. This is an oaky girl. She's got some oak on her. Much more than anything else so far. Fuck off, Dustin. I get that question like 8 times a day. Plus, do you have the COVID vaccine yet? Do you have the COVID vaccine yet? No, ma'am. Coming soon. They haven't told us yet. Thanks, Sugar Kits. Appreciate that. This is a lot more oak. A lot more oak. But it's not a drying oak on the nose to me. It's not. It's not. No dryness. Dustin, yeah. Yeah. Oh. Grithier just from Oklahoma. Charles, how you been doing, man? Oh. Oh, man. I'll tell you what, I could probably throw together a Bourbinsane mask. No one would ever buy it or wear it. Thank you for saying that, Richie. It's very nice of you. I'm sure sites are selling them now, to make. This is really good. Holy crap. A little bit of like bitterness and dryness is taking over on the palate a little bit. Richie, thank you, man. That's nice of you to say. It's nice of you to say. You're always repping us. We all appreciate it, man. I really do. A little bit of dryness, but nowhere near the 10-year. Like, I had way more dryness than the 10-year. This 20-year is literally like chocolate velvetiness, like I described with the last one. I'm getting a little more alcohol in the nose, which is this is still 20%, but that is, holy crap, that is good. Out of curiosity, what are you drinking? This is a 20-year Porto, kindly sent to me from Mike Carr. He sent me a sample pack of all port wine, and we're getting up to the aged ones, We are. It's good. Yeah, on the 20. This is the 20, Steve. Got that right, Ryan. This is really, really nice. Like, yeah. This is, it's like dessert in a glass. I don't know if I would want to eat a dessert. Like, it's saying pair it with dessert, Scotty, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Scott, my bourbon journey 8. I just was watching your stream. I was lurking the other night. Great job, man. You're doing great. I love everything Scott does. He's just incredible. You were like the one I always looked up to when I first started. I was like, I gotta do what Scott does. You're the first one I came across, actually. True story. I came across and you were sitting there. I don't remember what the whiskey was now, but I was like, that is so cool. That guy has a room full of whiskey and he's just talking about it. I was like, I want to do that really bad. And I did. And then I got a room full of whiskey too. But it's true. 20-year port is nice. It really is, man. Oh, it really is. Tim, good to have you back. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that. It's good to be back, guys. I'm telling you. I'm trying to make these thumbnails quicker, like so that I have something scheduled and planned coming up. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do a distillery blind tasting next week or the week after. I'm not making any promises because my wife may say no, you can't stream. So, but it's gonna be I think I'm gonna do Old Forester. So Old Forester Distillery. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, Scott. Because that's one of my favorite distilleries. And I've got a couple new expressions I really want to crack. I don't know if I'm gonna get into that one or not. I'm debating whether I want to save it for my kid or not. I'm a selfish parent, so I might drink it before he gets old enough. But we'll see. We'll see. But I do have a barrel proof now, so I'm excited about that. Ryan, time to go grill some chicken. Hey, thank you, man. Thank you so much. Like I said, I'm glad to be back. Thank you for the support. I appreciate you guys all hanging out. Like, really, it really means a lot. Jason, I miss your face too, man. I do. Again, after this stream, guys, Jason he's going to be trying the rest of 2020. He got a whole bunch of good bottles in that thumbnail. I can't wait to see it. Okay, Mike's not the only one drinking whiskey and port together. This port makes my electric grill proof smell funny. Yeah, I know, right? Oh no. Chris, you need to do water between these ports. I know, I got it right here. I got it. I've been sipping. This is still the 20. What do we got, about 10 minutes? 10 minutes. All right, we're doing okay on time. We're doing good on time. We're doing all right. I'm excited for this 30. So the 10 to 20. Will Henderson asks, where can you buy this pack? Good question. It's online. If you just literally type in Maynard's Port Wine Encyclopedia, it pops up. But I honestly don't know. I've never seen it in any liquor store before. So I don't know if I trust the interwebs to buy it from, unless you can find like Sealbox or somewhere you can get things from that'll actually have it. I just really wanted to drink them and try them, so that's why I'm doing it. I wish I had a better answer for you, Will. I really do. But if you can find one, it's worth picking up, man, because this is a journey, I'm telling you. And if you like literally do a port finished whiskey and these with, you know, together, try to find the notes, it's really cool. Oh, there you go, Steve. There you go. They taste like real port to me. I don't know. All right, Mike, you ready? Great question. DH Silv and Steve A would probably know the answer to that. Are there port finish scotches? I'm sure there are. I mean, I'm sure there are. But I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. I love port. I've not had all the ports, though. Yeah. Well, there you go, buddy. There you go. Oh, then that's why a sample pack is nice, you know, because you can try stuff you've never been able to try. See the difference. Lots of port finish scotch. Okay. Okay. See, there you go. Lots of port finish scotches. Steve and DH Silv both say that. Yeah. I just know nothing about scotch, you know, like I really don't. I really don't. Wish I did. I've been drinking more scotch than I ever have before. But it's mostly just peated. It's mostly just peated scotch, you know. I love the peat. All right. The Mac Daddy 30-year Porto. 20%. Loads, even some port finished Indian and Taiwanese malts. Nice. After bourbon and sherry, port would likely be the third most common. Oh, okay. There you go. God gave you teeth for. Hold on, let me go back and grab some more of that homemade hooch in the cider bottle. Mix up more of these. Looks like there's a market. Oh, yeah. So which is the darkest, Mike? What do you think? I think this might be it right here. This looks really dark. Looks really dark. Well, no, the ruby is probably, well, what was the one? The LBV. That's the dark. That was the darkest. The LBV. But this is dark too. It's got a little bit more of a redness. They said it turns to an almost green hue, is what they said. Hue. Whew. Okay. It's nothing like a bourbon oak, but it's definitely more, like a lot more oak. Losing some of the red from the grapes, but getting more wood note. Yep. Explains the color. I'm not getting as much sweetness for some reason. The richness is definitely there. Love the ruby, Richie Z said. Yep. Yeah, you definitely get a big punch like on the nose. To me, it's more oaky than sweet, though, for some reason. Got that right, Sugar Kitty. This is like a dark... Okay, okay, this is what it is. It's not as much that fresh, like, red, ripe fruits like I was getting with some of the other expressions. This is like deep, dark, chocolate-covered raisins, plums. That's what this is now. That's what this has become. Which are some of those notes I pull out in bourbon finished, you know, bourbon finished port. But that probably has more to do with the bourbon too, you know. That's good. That smells good. Wow. Shut up and drink it. Oh, that's good. Holy crap. That's the best for me. Mike, you tell me if it's different, but that's for me. Dustin says, do you get dank basement where S&M takes place with leather whips, some rubber ball gags, or is that just Scotch finish and port? I think that's just the Scotch finish and port. I hate to say it. I don't have the 40, Mike. This just has the 10, 20, 30. You have a 40? Well, you have to try it and let me know what you think then. The 40, did you try the 40 yet already? The 30 is really, really good. I can't imagine what a 40 would taste like. This 30 is wonderful. Really, Will? Is that true? Do they have corks normally, though? What is that for? Is that to, like, help it last better or something? I don't know. That's weird. Oh, no, but I love the 30 so much I want a 40. Yeah. Can you imagine a 40? This is incredible. Basement of Dreams, build it nail gun. Which was your favorite, Steve? He said he's done a flight of 10, 20, 30, 40. Which one did you like the most out of all those? Because age isn't necessarily everything. It's really not. But the cork goes to crap. Oh, okay, so they wouldn't even be able to get the cork out. It makes sense, yeah. They wouldn't even be able to get the cork. Just disintegrate. Yeah. That's crazy. Something aged that long, the cork goes bad. Like, that's crazy. I'll watch a YouTube video right after this. Watch how they open those port bottles. This is the best for sure for me. The 30-year, chocolatey velvetiness, delicious, wonderful, wonderful stuff. That's my son banging on the door, so I guess that's my key to wrap up. Probably for my wife. Steve A says the really old vintage corks essentially weld itself into the glass. So they heat the glass with metal tongs, hit it with a damp cloth, the glass gives a clean break. Nice. Hang on, bud. I'll be coming up in a second, okay? Wow. Mike, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. That was incredible. I will definitely have my wife try all these, and I'll report back to you what her favorite was. Because I think she's going to like these. How can you not? This is literally like dessert in a glass. Jason's knocking on their door. I know, Mike. I know. We're going to all go over to Jason, say hi to him, tell him how much we love him, because we do. And I'm really looking forward to his stream tonight. It's going to be a good one. So appreciate y'all coming out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for learning about some port wine with me. So I had no idea about any of it. Next week, I really hope, Old Forester blind tasting. That's the plan. Maybe the week after, but either way, I appreciate y'all being here. Great to be back to whiskey tube things. I love and I live for these Wednesdays. I really do. So let's not be strangers. Let's see each other more. Okay, let's do it. I love you all. Have a great night. Stay healthy, please. Please stay healthy. Do what you gotta do to stay healthy. But hang in there. Survive. 2020 is almost over.